mystics of all traditions, whether it be Sufism, yogic sciences, the Vedic sciences, Zoroastrianism, Christianity, Jewish, or Buddhist. Mystics, the highest adepts of spiritual technology within these traditions, all have very similar mystical experiences. Now, this is quite obvious because all human brains have similar faculties and respond in similar fashion to similar stimulations. All human brains have capacity for mystical experiences that lie in the altered or alternate states of consciousness. Mystics explore these states of consciousness, while non-mystics just live in the normal states of consciousness. Mystics, which I could substitute that word for metahuman ascendants, explore these states of consciousness, while non-mystics, which I could exchange that term, non-mystics, for a Terran, a person trapped within harmonic universe number 1 of dimension 3, a dimension of absolutes, good and evil, right or wrong. These people, the Terrans, just live in normal states of consciousness. Some people refer to them as normies. The time is at hand for the normies to ascend, those who are open to it. The time is at hand for the tribes of Israel, the spiritual Israel, the spiritual land of Israel, not a geographic, third dimensional harmonic universe number 1 place, country, but Israel, Isis, Ra, Elohim, Isis, the divine feminine, the mother, principle, Ra, the divine masculine, the father, and El, the spirit or God, the God force. The time of integration for the two true spiritual tribes of Israel to emerge, to rise, is upon us. This year of 2024 will see Israel, the land of the gods, Isis, Ra, and El, compounded together as one tripartite God, the Trinity manifested here as heaven upon earth. Because true enlightenment is to drive off the darkness of ignorance in the heart with the light of reasoning, logic, facts, and science, and to recognize the true identity of God, which is your I am presence, which is a consciousness, a rise in the energy, a frequency of consciousness. At this stage, God becomes the same as man. This age of Aquarius, praise, the same as blame, etc. They have no desires. They, the perfect ones, the tribes of Israel, are past the notion that the body is their home or their self. They feel their self to be identical with God. I am Brahman is their feeling, is their gnosis. Those states during which the consciousness is pure, vivid, and infinite also leave a convincing experience on the mystic that all that exists is that pure, infinite consciousness. It is the ultimate reality. This is explained as God, source. If the mystic tradition believes in God, that is, if your lexicon, if your terminology, such as in the Christian, Islamic, Judaic traditions, refer to God. Other Buddhists don't believe necessarily in God. It is a state of consciousness, but it's all mere words, And we must realize that words have infinite power. Words are not mere symbols arranged to convey thoughts. They are vessels of energy, carrying the essence of intention and emotion. Every word spoken is like a ripple in the cosmic pond, radiating outward and affecting the energy of the universe. So we must be very careful of our words, and we must understand the words that we read, that we use, that we hear, because they are very powerful. I am Brahman. I am the energy behind the words. These states during which the consciousness is pure, the self, the narcissistic ego that has been seen through, the illusions of the ego have been seen through. Consciousness is pure, vivid, and infinite. The ultimate reality. Like I said, mystic traditions that have no concept of God perceive it as nothingness, the void, Shiva, the creatrix void. Om Namah Shivaya. I am God. For the mystic, this state of mind is God. When you tune in your radio frequency to that same frequency of God, when you tune into God's station, you are tuned to the frequency of God, and thus you are God. You are God's consciousness realized in your earthly vessel. You have brought heaven to earth. Nothing else exists. As you tune into the frequency of God, you have witnessed the ultimate reality. You have access to the Akash, to that universal core of intelligent infinity. It's yours. It is yours to manifest here in your reality. And after unlocking the secret behind the mystical experience and knowing the truth about how it is happening, mystical utterances of mystics generated by linking spirituality to these experiences can be easily understood. When you have tuned to the same frequency of the mystics of old, of all of the prophets, the desert prophets, all of the children of Israel, when you have united, integrated within your own earthly consciousness, your Ra-El, the divine feminine, your divine masculine, your positive polarity, your negative polarity, and it has all been united in El, in the electricity of God consciousness, of the God frequency, and you realize the power of your words as creative energy. You realize words as ancient magic. And we see this from the Egyptian Book of the Dead to the Vedic hymns. The notions of words as ancient magic is deeply rooted in all the cultures of this world. Todos los gentes, el mundo, traditions that ascribe a sacred quality to specific words, sounds, or linguistic expressions. Words were believed to have the ability to invoke the divine energies and access higher realms of consciousness, of God consciousness. Ankar Yodhe Vodhe. That is how you summon the God force avatar power, how you bring it to the forefront of your earthly consciousness and rise in the frequency of God energy and rise and complete your ascension. Please hit the subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, and stay tuned for further spiritual technologies and information dissemination broadcasts from the Ombanda New Earth Ashram for compassion and strength. Happy New Year. Namaste. Namaskaram.